Hello everyone, this is Donna from Even the Scales, and I'm just getting some evidence of my neighbour's abuse. She's sending dust through. She's premeditated this. This woman has been carrying out abuse since the early hours of the morning. So she's being paid to do this from the landlord, St George Community Housing, who has rigged her range hood over her stove so that she can abuse the air in my home. There are 3 neighbours that are joined to my home that can tamper with the air. They take turns. Last night I was put through torture in my home from the woman who lives next door in the unit just adjacent to mine. And this woman, she usually carries out her attacks on my air in the morning. And that's exactly what she's doing right now. I have no idea what this woman thinks she's doing. She's just creating more evidence, that's all she's doing. And these people are caught. For anyone who doesn't know, my landlord, St George Community Housing, teamed up with the justice system. They took bribe money from the justice system to put me through cruel abuse. And as you can see, they have been abusing the air in my home. And they were very confident and smug about it, they were, because that tells me that they've done this to other people and gotten away with it. I've been put through absolute hell by these people. I've been tortured in my home for the past 19 months from the neighbours around here who are all being paid to try and abuse me to death. This woman downstairs, all of these people, they can all view into my home illegally on a illegal camera that the landlord has placed in my home. Most of the neighbours around here were involved in this, but there are a couple that aren't. There must have been a couple of neighbours that said they didn't want to be a part of it, but they're witnesses. They've seen the abuse that I've gone through. So this woman downstairs and the other neighbours involved, they can view into my home illegally, and they've been doing that for a long time. They are tampering with the air through their range hoods over their stoves that have been rigged so that they can do that. My home is absolutely full of dust. It's affected my health a great deal. These people can also view my devices illegally. They are also watching my heartbeat on a monitor as they carry out abuse. They're doing this to gauge the panic that I'm in. And when I'm panicking and my heart is racing, they will increase the abuse. They are very cruel people. Very cruel, and they're very dedicated to trying to end my life. What they're trying to do is cause a heart attack. By putting me through constant panic attacks, they have been trying to induce a heart attack. And I mean, this woman downstairs, I've never seen anyone so dedicated. This woman loves what she does, because you would have to. The evidence is there. You can go back on my channel and see how much this woman has done, and my God, you will be shocked. This woman has dedicated every single minute of her day, every single bit of her energy to abusing me for 19 months. And she's very cruel, and all 3 neighbours that are joined to my property that can abuse the air are very, very cruel, sadistic people who are very capable of taking a life. That's something that you can also see from the amount of evidence that I have built up on this channel. So last night, yeah, the woman next door, she put me through absolute torture again. And the landlord, St George Community Housing, is sitting back telling these people what to do. He's using them like puppets. And they're being paid to do this. They're hit men and women, they are. And I don't know what's going on with these people, but everybody knows they're caught. Everyone can see the truth. Everybody, I mean, look what she's doing. She's actually handing me evidence on a silver platter. And there were a lot more people involved in this abuse 19 months ago. But over the 19 months, it's gradually dwindled down to just a few people because people can see the truth now, because a lot of lies were told about me to get people to help the justice system put me through abuse. Now there's just a small group of people, and, you know, it's so obvious who these people are. They're showing themselves. The ones that are still involved in this abuse are the emergency services in Campbelltown. I don't know if it's all of the people that work for them. It's probably not. But there are emergency services involved in this. Ambulance, fire brigade and police. The idea of all this was to try and get me to have some kind of health episode, either a heart attack or a mental health episode, or they have wanted me to try and give up on life and take my own life because I've just been put through so much trauma by these people. But it hasn't happened. And I'm pretty sure that I'm not supposed to be here. I was supposed to be gone months ago in these people's eyes. And they've been trying to set it up so that I have a health episode and they get the emergency services out here to take me to the Campbelltown Public Hospital, where, you know, I might never get out. I will attach some videos to this video that explain the big picture of what's happened here in Campbelltown over the past 19 months. This is all a part of a justice system and health system cover-up. I was actually taken to the Campbelltown Public Hospital back in February of 2024. I was put through 5.5 weeks of cruel psychological torture where they tried to cause me a mental health episode or a health episode after they got me to the hospital. I was set up and taken there. And I was held there against my will. And I will attach that video of the information about what happened during that 5.5 weeks to this video so you can have a look. But the main people still involved in this are emergency services. It's mainly the people that have already done so much in this situation that they've probably got nothing to lose. The Campbelltown police have definitely done put me through a lot of abuse almost every day for the past 19 months. They have stalked and traumatised me, terrorised me in my home. And when I go out, there's been times, a lot of times where they've followed me to where I go, and they also stalk me while I'm out. And then there are the neighbours who are being paid by the landlord, St George Community Housing, who has taken bribes from the justice system. And these neighbours, yeah, they're relentless, and they're mentally disturbed people. I mean, these are people that are capable of torturing somebody and watching them suffer, and they have no problem with that. And that's easily seen by the evidence that I have put up on this channel. And Then there are a lot of people that still stalk me when I go out, but I feel like a lot of those people are being sent by the large organisations that have been involved in this abuse since it started, who are just willing to do anything to try and get rid of me so their secret doesn't get out, because there are a lot of large organisations and businesses that have been involved in this. And that's including the Campbelltown Hospital people that were involved in what they did to me. They send a lot of people out after me when I go out. So people that work for the health system, doctors, nurses, and other people that work. Everybody that set foot on the 4th floor of the Campbelltown Public Hospital between the 6th of February 2024 and mid-March 2024. I think it was around the 17th, I think I got out, 17th of March, 16th, 17th. That anyone that was on that 4th floor during that time was involved. They were all paid bribe money to be a part of a huge plan to try and take my life, try and abuse me to death. And my family members are involved as well. They totally abandoned me. They were involved in that setup where I got taken to the Campbelltown Public Hospital. They were involved in that setup. They were involved in providing information to the hospital so they could put me through psychological abuse. And they've been involved in this all along. They have sat back and they've even watched on the illegal cameras that are in my home while I be put through this cruelty. They've been watching that, see, and that's why the landlord thought they'd get away with it, because, you know, if something had have happened to me, I would have just ended up being another statistic, because I don't have anybody to turn to in this situation. I've been totally alone through the whole thing. My family purposely isolated me. They got paid bribe money from the justice system to be a part of this. They also sold a lot of information to the justice system for them to use to put me through abuse. And yeah, they've watched the whole thing take place and done absolutely nothing to help me. And I have been extremely traumatised and put through so much suffering. And how they could do that, I do not know. I really don't. And I'm still going through this suffering and trauma every day. It's not as much. I mean, there's not as many people involved now, but the abuse that I am being put through is very intense, and it's very, very cruel when it does take place. And yeah, these groups, they're all working together. I said on the video that I recorded earlier that these people are working together, but they may not even have to speak words to each other, because they can see what's going on the illegal cameras where they're viewing into my home. They can see what I'm doing in my home. I mean, these people can see into my bedroom. They watch my every move. There are random members of the community viewing into my home illegally, and they are people that follow me and stalk me when I go out as well. And they use the information that they have gained from watching me in my home, from watching me and what I do on my devices. They gather information from what I'm doing, and then they use that when I go out in public to carry out cruel psychological abuse. And yeah, a lot of those large organisations that have been involved in this, that a lot of them are responsible for sending those people towards me too. There's large organisations involved in this that have people viewing into my home 24 hours a day, watching and gathering information so they can use it to put me through abuse. And when people find out who some of those organisations are, they're going to be absolutely shocked what they're involved in and what they've done to me over the past 19 months. So my family have stolen an inheritance too. I just want to make that clear. I have to go through all of the information on most of the videos that I put out because there's just been so much that's happened here, so many people involved, and you have to see the big picture of everything that's happened and why it's taken place to be able to fully understand what I'm talking about and what I'm going through. It's happening because there are corrupt police here in Campbelltown, New South Wales, and just corrupt police as well that don't work at the Campbelltown station, that have been attached to my family, that have committed really disgusting, violent crimes on women. And this is what the justice system do not want the public finding out about. They also don't want the public finding out about how I have been treated over the past 10 years by the justice system and the health system, who have been putting me through psychological abuse for at least 7 to 10 years. And I have lived with family and domestic violence in my life for the last 10 years, and when I've needed the police, they haven't responded to my calls for help in a proper manner. There was 12 times where I had to reach out to the justice system for help in that time period, and on every one of those occasions I was either treated unfairly or I was put through psychological abuse, or my calls were not even followed up. And that was because there was people working in the justice system who have been obstructing justice. So the police do not want that information being made known to the public, and that is because so many women have passed away due to family and domestic violence over the past 10 years, and they do not want the public knowing about how the police responded to my calls, or rather didn't respond to my calls for help, because that has a lot to do with why women are passing away in these situations. It's how the police handle their calls for help. So, that's the big picture of what's going on, but I will attach some videos to this one that go into the situation in more detail. And I really need help here right now. I really need help because the abuse is so cruel and it's so intense. And these people are watching my heartbeat as they carry out this cruel abuse, and they are doing that because it's attempted murder. That's what it is. They're carrying out abuse to deliberately violate my heart, they're violating my body physically by doing that too. They are. It's like brutal physical assault is what these people are carrying out on me right now, because they are affecting my heart. And that's because I'm just so traumatized by what they're doing. Like, I've only got to hear a siren and I go into a panic attack. I've only got to know my air's being tampered with for 5 seconds or even less, and my body goes into an automatic panic attack. And it's hell. It really is. And it's being done over and over again. And yeah, as I said, these people are extremely cruel people. I mean, you just seen that woman's work in action at the beginning of this video. And she's very much capable of taking a life. She's showing everybody that. And she doesn't seem to mind. She doesn't seem to mind. Who knows? I mean, these people are so smug. That's the thing. They're so smug about what they're doing. But I'm pretty sure their luck's run out. Or it's about to. And if you've listened to this video, thank you very much for taking the time to listen to what I'm going through. And if you can help me in any way, please help me, because yeah, the situation is urgent. It's urgent that I get help because of the way my heart is being affected and my health. I mean, it's draining having people trying to take your life 24 hours a day. And it's been going on for 19 months at least. So yeah, thanks again for listening, and have a good day.